But we're all three of us are Aquarius. What does that mean that we're all Aquarius?
That we're all kind of doing our own thing, being our own person, carving our own niche. Aquarius is very independent, original, unconventional, kind of doesn't follow the crowd. Also, Aquarius tends to be very intellectual, very objective, very open-minded and tolerant, but also maybe somewhat detached sometimes.
Yeah.
People say Aquarius people don't have any feelings. But like I said, it depends on your whole chart. But Aquarius as a sign by itself isn't really feeling oriented.
Got it. Okay. All right. And for Aquarius, is there one type of person we're supposed to be with? Like, are we supposed to be with a Sagittarius, or that really doesn't hold water?
It really doesn't matter what your sun sign is, but if you want to go by your sun sign, then you would seek people who were compatible elementally. So if you had air, you would seek out people with fire to complement that. And if you had water, you would seek out people with earth, because earth and water combine and air and fire combine.
What are we? We're water?
We're air.
Oh, we're air. I thought we were water bearers. I retain a lot of water.
Yeah, that's confusing. But also, I forgot to say this. Aquarius is one of their main, Aquarians, or however you say it, one of their main goals is sharing knowledge with other people.
That's what we do, all three of us.
Also, technology is usually important in the Aquarian life.
Oh, good. Well, I love an iPhone. Get me a new iPhone, honey.
That's why I don't understand why Rachel's not into astrology, because she's an Aquarius.
I know, and we tend to be a little psychic. Rachel, do you ever feel like you have your own like psychic feelings, or do you just have a good gut?
It's funny. There are times when I feel like I can manifest something and I know it's working, or it's not like I predict something, but I really know that if I'm thinking about it, that it's happening. Or there are times when I'll be thinking of somebody and then they call. Do you know what I mean? Like some weird things like that I'm like, this seems a little strange. But, from what I've read or heard, you really have to like lean into it. I'm kind of a little bit of a skeptic. I think just because of what I've been through in my life, and I've had not my palm read, but I've had people read my whatever it is, not even charts, but palm read or doing psychic work, and it, I always come out feeling, not so excited about it. But I will tell you guys a real quick story. In 25 years ago, I was dating someone, and I got my palm read, and she said a couple things. She said I was going to get engaged. She said, and then it wasn't my palm, it was cards. And she pulled over, whatever card she pulled over, she did say that it would be ending abruptly, and that, she's like, but I don't want you to worry about it. But this does show that something will end abruptly. I subsequently, a few weeks later, got engaged. 2 weeks after that, my fiance was killed. So I do believe, and I've always wanted to find that woman again because I wanted her to read me now. But that sticks with me because I do believe that there are people that can read things and they come true. So, I find it fascinating. I have to be open to it. That's all.
Yeah, I've actually myself was a skeptic, like I said, about astrology. I didn't believe it going into it necessarily until I learned enough about it that I could observe it. And all the tarot readers and psychics and palm readers I've ever been to have been dead wrong. So I don't know. I think a lot of people don't really have that gift, but the people that do are, really good at what they do.
Yeah. Amy, tell people where they can find you, and if they want a reading, how they can sign up, all that stuff.
So I'm Starheal, StarHeal, across all platforms, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Mm-hmm. And if you want to book a consultation, you can go to my website, starheal.com.
Okay. And I know that because you went viral, you are so booked. I think the next time people can actually get a reading is not until January, right?
Right.
But
Wow.
either way, listen, January is coming at some point. So if you can't get a reading now, definitely sign up for January, February, whenever, because that time will come around and you'll wish that you had an appointment with her. And also, Amy, aren't you similar to Sarah? Aren't you thinking of doing a class?
Yes, I'm going to do a class in October. It's going to be on astrocartography, which is really interesting because it shows how your chart moves as you go from place to place. So what areas in the world would be better to live in for success or relationships, that sort of thing. So I'm going to teach people how to read their charts for that.
Themselves. Okay. And what's interesting about what you just said, Amy, is that you told us earlier that you and Sarah were born 2 days apart. You have the same chart, and you were telling her that October would be a great month for her to do her class. So October is a great month for you to do your class, Amy.
You're right. You are right.
I should be an astrologer.
I know. Rachel's getting into it. Amy, thanks so much. That was fascinating.
That was fascinating.
Amy,
thank
Sorry
you.
It was so technical, but it's really hard to, describe sometimes. Astrology is like another language, basically.
Right. Okay, so just to recap, you guys, if you came to this late, Amy Tripp is predicting that Donald Trump will do slightly better in the debates, and she is predicting that Donald Trump is going to win the election in November 2024. We will see if she is correct. If she's not, blame it on the stars. But Amy, thank you for joining us. And before we go, I just want to remind everybody to please go on to the Sarah Fraser Show on Apple, subscribe, leave a review that says both my name, Rachel, and Sarah's name in the review. Give her 5 stars, not 4, sorry. Go on to Apple, go on to Misunderstood with Rachel. You can tell. Do the same thing. Subscribe, and then send one of us a screenshot just letting us know what your screen name is for those reviews. We will be reading the winner of the contest of who's getting 2 free tickets to the Eagles in Las Vegas at the Sphere on September 6th, live on Rumble. So please tell your friends, tell everybody. The more people, the better. This is going to be really fun. Plus, it supports our show, you guys. And that's what's most important, to support us, because then we'll support you. And once we're done with this contest, we might have an even more fun one. So you feel free to DM us, by the way, about topics you want us to cover, people you want us to gossip about, anything, because we're happy to do it. We will see you next week, 12:45 on Rumble. And subsequently, our shows go up on our podcast the same day, right? Every Friday?
Every Friday. Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks, Sarah. It's always a pleasure and an honor to see you.
See ya. Bye. Amy was great. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to Misunderstood. I'm your host, Rachel Yucatel. Please be sure to subscribe to the show and give us a 5-star rating and review. You can support the show by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/misunderstood with Rachel Yucatel. Do you have ideas for the show or want to reach out? Email us at info misunderstoodpodcast@gmail.com. That's spelled MISS understood. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.